And we are underway from Georgia. Alexis Rowe will bring it down for Miles, who enters this game having won 9 games in a row. Inside, off the window and in so quickly. York Brown getting to work, and it's a bucket for the Dragons.
Such good footwork right there in the post. Nice pass, good footwork to finish the play.
Miles College entering this game with an excellent opportunity here. Off the miss, the shot, and the rebound pulled down. And Samarian Franklin going to work here. And now outside, the 3 by Pleasant, no good. The rebound corralled and controlled by Lane College.
One and done from both programs, understanding the opportunity of the offensive rebounds.
Fadeaway jumper up, hitting off the front of the rim, no good. The offensive rebound control inside, out of bounds, and it will stay with Lane College.
Bernstein right there trying to pick the spot for penetration. We told you in the open she's not as big of a three-point shooter, so right there the defense just collapsing on her as soon as she got into the paint.
Ball deflected. Franklin almost got to it. But now a crossover. What a move by Washam. The jumper, no good from the baseline area. And out of bounds off of Franklin. Back over to Lane College. Pleasant, Franklin, Lee, Reeves, and Wesley, the 5 for Miles College. Washam with 10 to shoot, gets a screen. The long 3 taken, that's good. Europe Brown able to knock down the 3-pointer. Brown showing the range from deep.
Brown is a player who's capable of going on runs just by herself. Her knocking down that one shot, she can knock down the next 2 or 3. She did exactly that yesterday afternoon.
And, oh boy. Hitting the floor is Franklin, and she grabs her right knee. And she is in some discomfort. The SIAC Freshman of the Year back on her feet.
You can see Franklin right here get tripped up by Brown. It looks like she kind of just banged against the court, so I've done that plenty of times. That hurts. It's a little stinger. It takes a few seconds to wear off. She's all right.
Franklin still on the floor. Entry pass inside, off the glass, no good from Wesley. Wesley had a bucket to start up the game, missing that one. Pull up from the foul line, that's an air ball. Saved and recovered. Rowe, Washam, Bernstein, Lane, and Brown, the 5 for the Lane College Dragons. Washam. Near side. The 3 attempt blocked. The shot to the rim, no good from Rowe. The rebound collected by Wesley. And Miles College. Wesley, good feet inside, off the window and in. Michaela Reeves collecting down low. And scoring to make it a 1-point lead for Miles.
Excellent defense that led to offense. It started at the other end with Reeves. She blocked the shot at the top and was rewarded with the bucket down here on the other end.
Approaching 10 to shoot here in first quarter action. Off balance shot contested and stopped by Wesley. The Lady Bears back to it on the other end.
Miles' defense is swarming inside of the paint. They're not allowing any lanes of penetration for Lane.
Back outside, 3 up, that's good. Jalen Pleasant hits the open 3, and the lead extends to 4.
And that's knowing your scout. Pleasant is a three-point shooter. She hit the 3 to tie the game to put it in overtime yesterday.
Ball deflected out of bounds. And it will stay with Lane College as a line change for Miles College.
Look at this defense, the length right there. Whoop, give me that. gets the block. The shot is missed on this, and then on the other end, they're off and running in transition. Same player who blocked the shot gets rewarded for the easy two.
The deflection and a steal. Niles had the ball poked away, and it will stick with Miles College. The Lady Bears coming into this game with a 24-5 record. They won 20 games during the regular season in SIAC play. And that will lead to a foul. This will be against Lane College. We get a look at Serena Dixon, the head coach of Lane College. We had a chance to catch up with her. She feels very good about where her team's at heading into this game.
I know she feels good because she looks good. I told her I was wondering about the outfit choice. She always comes stunting on the sidelines, but we told you in the open, Coach Dixon, coming off her first 20-win season, had 2 stints with this school. He loves repping this program.
The drive and an offensive foul. So Maya Milner went in a little bit too hard that time, and it will go back to Lane. It was interesting, just to follow up on the fashion point. Her answer when you asked that was, well, I have to try on a few to figure it out.
She got them ready back in the locker room.
It's a 4-point lead for the Lady Bears. Madison Thomas in a little trouble. Europe Brown, or check that. Kyla Bell tried the 3. Unable to get that one to hit home. The crossover, the delivery to the rim. That is good. What a move by Otesia Towns.
The freshman. She runs that second unit for this Mouse offense.
Three on the other end, that missed. Towns with a rebound.
They are daring them to shoot the 3 ball. They haven't had any 3-point makes so far.
Towns all the way inside, puts it in.
Coach Asman told us that these are freshmen, and that's a gift and a curse because, yes, they can sometimes be careless, but they are fearless, and you can see that. The freshmen putting on a show today in Towns.
The one word you heard talking about this team, confidence. In terms of summing up how this team feels about how they play, and it is shown here in the early going. An 8-point lead early on for Miles College, Tabitha.
Yeah, and this is how they like to play. They get the rebound, they're off and running. The freshmen showing what they can do. Towns off to the races, gets the crossover, puts it in. They've got a big lead.
By Principal. Let's build a retirement plan that works for your team. It's an 11-3 lead for Miles College. You're watching Champ Week presented by Principal. It's the SIAC championship game on the women's side. Miles with the early 8-point lead over Lane. Derek Jones and Tabitha Turner with you in first quarter action. A wild shot tipped out of bounds, and it will stick with Lane College after the miss by Madison Thomas.
Lane is going to have to figure out, one, they got to make shots. They are forcing them or daring them to shoot the 3 ball. They haven't made any. The other thing is they've got to move the basketball around the horn. You can't break up that defense inside of the paint if you don't move the ball.
And another turnover as Pleasant stepped into the passing lane with a steal. One of the things you have to do against this Miles team is rebound effectively. They wear teams out on the glass. And if you can't hold on to the ball, that's going to add another potential problem in the mix. Pleasant lost the grip. Thomas with a steal. Thomas on the floor, 1-on-3, does not have the advantage. Able to get the basketball outside, the 3 up. That's no good. Thomas gets it back to follow, and Thomas is fouled. So Madison Thomas, with good work, she'll go to the line for a pair of free throws. Pete Asman, the head coach of Miles College, He has had a wildly successful start to his coaching career with the Lady Bears.
Yeah, and he's a teacher. Just talking to him yesterday and today, you can tell that he pours into these student athletes. And he said that he doesn't recruit players that don't fit the culture of the program because they'll struggle. And if you look at his players, they are all clapping. Yesterday, just watching them in the semifinals, hitting the floor. They've all got grit. They are daring you defensively. And they know who they are. They're a gritty team, a lot of freshmen, but they know exactly who they are.
Thomas missing the first. We'll get another shot at this. Thomas 6 points and 7 rebounds in the game yesterday. Trying to cut into this deficit, which has reached 8 points. Cannot. Off the miss. The follow. That's no good. Tipped around. Thomas able to get control for a moment as they try to reset. 10 to shoot. Washam walked.
Right in front of the referee. It's a little bit of a hop. And you've got the Lady Bears who are stuck right now. This is a team that is a high possession team. Yes, they do need to take care of the basketball, but talking to Serena Dixon, she said their confidence depends on seeing the basketball go in the hoop. So once they start to make them and get some rhythm, I expect them to bite into this lead, but they've got to find their offense first.
Franklin will launch. Can't hit. Tipped around, out of bounds. And it will stick with Miles. So Franklin, the team's leading scorer, heading into this game, averaging over 12 points per contest. And she is the conductor, as Pete Asman said, of this offense.
I'm excited to see how she progresses in her career. I mean, Pete Asman talking about recruiting her, saying that he thought she wasn't in 8th grade when he started.
That's a double dribble against Madison Lee.
He started recruiting Franklin in the 8th grade, thinking that she was a junior or a senior, and had to wait to get her in this program.
Now she has established herself as one of the top players in the league, the SIAC Freshman of the Year. Their team leads it right now by 8. The miss by Rowe, the rebound collected by the Lady Bears. Franklin into the corner. And that's going to be a foul against the Dragons.
Madison Lee does work down there. She's a player who can go from the guard to the post, but I just love her energy and her vocality. And look at this, she's going from the wing and she ducks in, realizing she's got a slimmer player on her asking for the basketball, and all Bernstein can do is foul her.
And that's the first against Bernstein. And by the way, that's a player we have not mentioned much in this game thus far, Deani Bernstein. They've got to get her going. Off the inbounds play, the missed shot by Niles, the jump ball. And the possession arrow will work in favor of the Dragons.
And I think when you talk about Lane College and Bernstein, she's on the floor, she's getting a little bit of breather, but I think the way they can get themselves going is by settling in. I think they've got a little bit of nerves in this championship game, which is expected, but they've got to settle them down quick.
To the post down low. And Piggy turns it over. An offensive foul called, and that gives it right back to Miles.
Piggy is a player who Lane needs, and you can see right here, she is foul prone, just goes straight into the chest and dips that shoulder. That is something that head coach Serena Dixon told me she's worked on Piggy with and trying to control that, because foul trouble, she can't be in the game, and they need her on the floor. That's
the first foul against Camaria Piggy. With just over 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. High arcing three is good from Shannon Niles. And the lead builds to 11. Nearly stolen. Washam runs into a brick wall of defense, but is able to score.
And that's the settling in I was referring to. You've got Lane, who's had quite a few field goal attempts inside of the paint. They've been out of control most of the first quarter. That was the first finish off 2 feet that I've seen so far.
An 8-point game. Towns, not able to penetrate yet, has to drop it off. Under 10 to shoot. Loose ball. Washam on the attack. Washam, lefty layup, missing inside. The follow, no good. And now a foul against Lane College. Down low, trying to get that basketball back, but instead it's a hold against Alexis Rowe.
And there's been bodies on the floor this entire first quarter. I can't even count how many times, just showing you how much both of these teams want this win.
A slew of substitutions headed into the game.
Yeah, Serena Dixon told us she does 5-on-5, but yes. I didn't expect Pete Asman to do the same thing.
Matching chaos with chaos. Niles will go to the line. With just under a minute left to go, a quarter that has been dominated by Miles College, as Niles able to get the roll on the first.
And it's been about following the scout. You know, talking to Pete Asman yesterday, he said this Lane team wants to get up and down. They want to play in transition, so he changes his defenses up. And so far, it's been working. They haven't been pressing or manning them up too far. They've been falling back into their defense in half court and making Lane play in the half court, which is not to their suiting right now.
Niles with a pair of free throws will head to the bench. Her team up 10.
You see Pete Asman on the bench just a second ago, getting into his freshmen, telling me yesterday that they can handle it. Sometimes he pats them on the back, sometimes he's got to get into them a little bit and correct them in real time on the floor.
Miss three, heads out of bounds. It will stay with Lane College with 7 seconds to shoot. Shooting from the outside is not something that Lane is really successful at. They only average 2 threes per game.
Exactly, and that's why Coach Dixon said their confidence is on their shot. When they see one go down, they're offensive oriented. They see one go down, then it becomes a rhythm thing, a rumble. But they've got to see him go down first. The
officials get together and reverse the call. It's Miles basketball. Long jumper up, no good. The missed tip, or the rebound attempt tipped outside. And it will stay with Miles. So Jalen Shelby unable to get that three to drop. Shelby's a team leader in made threes. Just another weapon for Pete Asman's team. The shot clock and the game clock nearly in sync to close out quarter one. Franklin trying to create some offense, running out of time here, down to 4 seconds. Down to 3, floater up, that's good. Franklin brings the curtain down on quarter one in impressive fashion.
And she created the mismatch on that play. Usually when I say a mismatch, it's in the post, but I'm talking about a mismatch in foot speed. You've got Franklin right here. The penetration off 2 feet, running for Lane, and that's exactly how they want to see the basketball go down.
Lane College having issues dealing with the explosive offense of Miles College. To start, the Lady Bears looking to win their 3rd straight SIAC championship, making their 4th straight championship game appearance.
And look at how early, look at how far up they're picking up Franklin.
Tried to get the defender in the air and deliver a pass. Instead, it's a turnover. Washam with the kick outside. 3 up, that's missed. Tracked down and thrown into the backcourt over the outstretched arm of Europe Brown.
College team is an anomaly to me. We talk about the offensive rebounding, and before the game we were talking about how we've never seen a team have more offensive than defensive rebounds. Lane College is true to that. Right now they've got 11 offensive rebounds and 4 defensive. I mean, this is a team that knows how to get after it on the end, but they don't know how to finish on that end.
Well, no question, this is a team that's had multiple games this year of at least 30 offensive rebounds, so they can get after it on the glass. I think perhaps maybe they would trade some of those offensive rebounds for offensive efficiency. They've struggled shooting the rock so far, missing on 17 of 19 shots from the field in the first quarter.
And I'm guessing that the strategy coming into the second quarter is to tighten up the defense, but you have to do that without fouling. And so far, I think 2 out of the 3 possessions they've had for Miles, they fouled on them.
And Shelby. Approaching 10 to shoot, and a steal. Quick hand shown by Lauren Lane. And that's a kick ball.
And you got Pete Osmond over there. He's upset. He's going to sub in a couple new bodies right now because he can sense Lane College getting into the way they know how to play. Steal to transition, and right there you got one of the best players on the team getting the ball up the floor. They don't get anything to go offensively right there, but they still have the possession.
12-point lead for Miles College.
It's a foul.
Lane met resistance there, and it will go back to Miles College. You mentioned that being a foul there, no call. I'm sure Lane agreed.
Well, the ref wasn't at that angle, so I think they missed it, but I was at the perfect angle, and I saw the arm get dragged down, the shooting arm. Next play. Another steal.
And a steal. So the takeaway off the penetration by Towns. Washam along the baseline. The feed out to Brown. And let's see, we'll have a foul near the rim, and it's a push against Miles College.
And Washam has done a push the issue. And you can tell right there, she is the floor general that Coach Dixon was telling us about, just the foot speed getting up the floor.
Up top to Bernstein. Bernstein's been quiet offensively thus far. She's the team's leading scorer, still unable to get going, and now a steal. Niles whipping her way down the floor. The drive to the rim, and that's going to be a blocking foul on the drive by Madison Lee. So Lee will go to the free throw line to try to add to this 12-point advantage.
I just love the aggressiveness of Madison Lee. She's 6'2", and right there sidesteps the charge that was attempting to be drawn and splits 2 defenders drawing that foul.
First one, no good from Lee.
Both of these teams missed a lot of free throws in yesterday's matchups, and haunting vision coming back. I know Pete Osmond doesn't want to see that. I am so happy I did not ruin that free throw for her. That is a no-no. We do not want to do broadcasters jinxes on free throws.
Lee gets 1 out of 2. 13-point advantage. Make that 11 points. Off the bucket, dropped in by Soraya Evans.
If I'm Lane, I'm going to her the next time down until somebody stops her.
Niles outside. Lee tries a long one, missed it. And the rebound tracked down by Niles. And that's a walk. So the travel committed by Jamaica Young gives the basketball back to Lane College, who is in desperate need of a run here. They have not been able to get much offense going at all in this game.
But they have got some momentum from the last few defensive plays. They've been going steal to transition, and it's been working.
Washam's 3 missed. The loose ball grabbed by Bernstein. Washam trying to work around this defense. Evans fumbling the ball, going inside, and gets the whistle. So Evans to the line after the foul picked up by the Lady Bears.
I would have liked to see Evans duck in on that possession. Yes, she can do this. She can take you off the dribble, and she's got a similar size on her, so that was a good idea by Evans, who got a shot blocked by the padding. But I would have liked to see her duck in. When that ball goes to the top of the key and your guard has it, that's when you duck into the paint, you get deep positioning, and you can make an easy shot around the rim.
First one is through from Evans, who is a 64% shooter on the year from the free throw line out of Little Rock, Arkansas.
Evans is a player who's getting back to herself. Just talking to Serena Dixon, the last 2 games, she's played a little bit better. She misses that free throw.
Franklin back to work on offense for Miles College. 10-point game. To the post, deflected and stolen. Ahead to Brown. Brown double clutch layup attempt missed. The follow no good. Put back up and in, and once again, it's Evans.
I see what Lane is doing. They padding their stats with the offensive rebounds because they had 2 easy layups, missed 2 on purpose. I'm gonna say on purpose, just to make the 3rd. They padding the stats, Derek.
Well, whatever it is, it's working right now. Hard inside and off the glass and in from Nayla Wesley.
I love her game. I mean, that's a player who's got some excellent footwork. Just pay attention to the patience that the freshman exhibits on the offensive end.
Wesley with 12 and 10 against Clark Atlanta in the semis. The runner no good. Evans is right there with a follow. How about this performance by Evans?
Keep giving her the rock. Just put her down there, let her offensive rebound. She had 10 in 1 game earlier this season.
Franklin flashing in, missed the shot attempt. The follow is good from Wesley.
Strong finish from Wesley. She had Evans right there at the rim with the block. She kind of had it. He still had enough muscle to get it up.
Brown has the ball poked away from her. But will we have a foul? And we will. It'll be against Franklin.
And this is what I'm talking about right here. Just look at Evans get the offensive rebound and the putback. She's got a couple easy baskets in this one, and she's one of the biggest reasons why this Lane College squad has gotten back in this game, or at least gotten some momentum back in this game.
Side out coming up here for Lane College. To the post. Inside, scoop layup attempt is good, plus the foul. Lauren Lane with an and one opportunity.
Lauren Lane just slowly getting back to who she is. Talking to her head coach yesterday, told me that there's been a few games, the last few games hasn't been quite herself, but still playing hard on the defensive end. Offensively, just trying to find her rhythm again.
Lane cleans up the three-point play opportunity. Cutting into this deficit, but Miles College still up with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Fumbling the basketball, and it's a jump ball call as Wesley ran into resistance courtesy of the Lane defense.
I love the offense, the defense to offense right here. Lane getting it up with the and one. Lane keeping Lane in the game.
Your dog is sick of being trapped inside by your weed killer. So, he's taking matters into his own paws with Spruce, the weed killer that's safe for use around people and pets that kills weeds in 1 day. Spruce, pet-friendly, weed-deadly.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Brace your taste buds. The new DQ Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket comes with cool DQ soft serve as a dip for just $6.99. Add one of our new Tajin lemonades. It's the new Spicy menu, only for a limited time.
Take me to the river. Drop me in the water.
With the all-new Jeep Cherokee Hybrid's 500-plus miles on a single tank, 30% more cargo space, and legendary 4x4 capability, you have everything you need to get to the river safely.
Bye, Billy.
He's doing it. But after that, you're on your own. Stay safe with 140 safety features in the all-new Jeep Cherokee Hybrid.
If your whole body DO stains, go alcohol-free and feel hot, not burned.
Don't you wish your girlfriends felt hot like us? Don't you wish your girlfriends felt fresh like us? Don't ya?
Looking for a reason to try the $5 McChicken meal deal with McValue? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the $5 McChicken meal deal with McValue.
Being a business owner takes hard work and a whole lot of miles. We chose the Capital One Venture.
Provided defense, and that turned into their offense.
Washam, clean look at a three, knocks it down. Camille Washam knocks in a triple, and it's a 4-point game.
And look at the bench. Now they're cheering. They've gotten everybody into it. This is a momentum team. They feed off of those makes.
Towns. 8 to shoot. Outside. Pleasant three. That misses. Out of bounds. Back to Towns. So Lane College will get possession of the basketball.
And the starters coming, well, a couple of the starters coming back in for Miles, Franklin, and Madison Lee, who are big on energy for the team.
The momentum push continues for Lane College. 6 straight points. Back to the post. The shot is good. It will not count, though. A travel first as Piggy shovel the feet.
I will say this about that move. Piggy is foul prone on both ends of the floor, so she's been working on going straight up. And even though she traveled, I'll give her credit, one, for not dipping the shoulder and instead trying to use the footwork. Look, right there, goes straight up, doesn't dip the shoulder. I'll give her credit for that.
Niles, step back, connects. Shannon Niles stops the momentum for a moment.
Look at the body language of Niles, the clapping, the floor hitting. This team is so gritty and they're fun to watch.
Back inside to Piggy. Missed the shot. Nearly collected by Miles College. A battle raging on. Piggy with another opportunity. Missed that one. Tipped around. Still loose. Now controlled by Miles College. But it's a travel against Madison Lee, who had the basketball on the floor, but may have walked in the process.
Interesting call, and that's why the refs are talking about it. Pete Osmond right there in the ear of the refs. Just taking another look at it. Look at all of the fight for the rebounds. 1 offensive rebound, 2 offensive rebounds, gets it to her player, misses the shot. And right there, probably should have been a jump ball. Lee gets on the floor.
And Lane on the other end here, having a hard time dealing with Niles.
Yeah, just the one dribble pull up, and look at the grit and the fight. Just looked at the sideline and said, heck yeah, got him.
This has been a very interesting second quarter. It looked like in the beginning of this game, Miles might run away with this. It's turned around here in the second quarter thanks to Lane College.
Yeah, basketball is a game of runs. You know, that's a literal term for people who play basketball. And I know we hear it all the time, but it's being on full display right now. It's showing. And that's why you can't hang your head. This Lane team had a deficit yesterday where they could have hung their head. And Coach Dixon said she went to her bench and told them, pick your heads up. We've been here before. And they ended up winning the game on a buzzer beater.
No stranger to adversity. They keep battling. Franklin all the way to the rim, and that is an offensive foul against Franklin. That'll be number 2 on Franklin.
And this is where the maturity for the freshman has to come in. She has to learn in real time. Right there, good step in, takes the charge, and that is the correct call because she's outside of the circle, and Franklin doesn't agree with it. Right there, her coach is trying to tell her, you can't ISO too much. You've got to be able to use your teammates. Pete Osmond said yesterday, she's got to understand she doesn't have to do it all by herself. In high school, she did. Now she's got help.
Brown takes a long 3 that hits off the rim, out of bounds, back to Lane College. Piggy tosses in. Still awaiting something here from Deani Bernstein. She tries to get going there and does so.
And that's a way to get yourself going. Spin move to the rack. And the look on her face tells me she is settled in. She's ready.
First points of the day for Bernstein. Floater up. That's an air ball. Loose. And a travel is called against the Lady Bears.
So we had that play happen a couple plays down here. It's very interesting because I normally see that being called a jump ball, but nonetheless, it's consistent from play to play.
Miles College making some substitutions. Reshuffling the deck, holding a 4-point lead. Fade away by Brown, no good. Tipped around and now finally controlled by the Lady Bears. Niles running the show. Out to Pleasant, now inside. Wesley leaning in, wild shot, no good. Piggy able to get the loose ball. Down the floor for Bernstein. Bernstein launches with a right hand and banks it in.
Bernstein had the ball full court. No one else touched it on that possession. Not calling her a ball hog, but she definitely called her own number, and I'm sure Lane College doesn't mind. Go to work.
At the end of the first quarter, Lane College trailed 17-5. It's now a 2-point game. Ball deflected, and that will be a foul against Bernstein.
Bernstein's got to be careful not to get in foul trouble. And her coach, Dixon, is telling her right there because she can do this. Comes back out, reads the defense, and calls her own number. Doesn't even need the screen and takes a shot before the second defender can close in on her, and that's got her fired up.
So Bernstein to the bench. She has 2 fouls. So the 2 big offensive stars in this game, both with 2 fouls. Lee, no good on the shot attempt. Wesley's followed, or excuse me, Reeves has followed. That misses loose, and now maintained. It's a fast break for Lane College. The layup is good. Lauren Lane able to finish it off and tie the game at 24.
Wow. This was an 11-point lead in the first quarter for Miles.
Lead that was at 13 at one point. Lee tries it. That's no good. Tipped and taken. And now Lane College will watch the clock run out to end the first half. What a comeback by Lane College. Once down 13, it's now a tie game.
I remember my heart was beating so fast. It's like good before the show even starts. I remember getting my first jersey.
Lane outscored Miles 19-7 in the second quarter. And a block right off the bat down low. Good defense by Lane College. Foul line jumper is through, so Lauren Lane gets the block on one end and the jumper on the other.
Look at the leading scorers. You got Wesley and Niles with 6 points each. And on the other end of that, Evans for Lane with 7. But Lane for Lane, just defense to offense, the block on one end with the offense on the other.
Lee trying to post up, turns. Shot may have been altered there by Lane, who got a hand in on it. The feed outside, Washam's three missed. And the ricochet into the hands of Jalen Pleasant. Pleasant all the way to the rack. And that will lead to 2 free throws for Jalen Pleasant.
Pleasant just taking the green light herself, keeping the ball in her hands and reading what the defense gave her, saw that none of her teammates were really open, so just used the screen and got to the other side.
What do you think the conversation was at halftime for both of these coaches? Because their teams both did something similar. One good quarter, one not so good quarter.
I think the conversation is sticking to your identity. When you're in games like this, when there's a lot of runs, that can affect your confidence in what you do well if it's not going down, if your shot's not falling. But if you stick with what you've been doing all season long, eventually you'll get some rhythm and some momentum. And as a coach, I'm guessing that's what they told both of them.
The lead for Lane, off the miss, another rebound for Lane College. The Dragons have been racking up the offensive rebounds in this game. A 16-5 advantage on the offensive glass as Brown misses the jumper.
Wasn't a good shot. No ball reversal, no rebounding position.
Lee open. Can't hit from deep, out of bounds, back to Lane College.
A little bit of frustration on both ends for both teams offensively, chucking up three-point shots. That is not within the offense of either of these teams. They both want ball movement. They don't want stagnation. You can't break down the defense. It doesn't move if you're taking those quick threes.
Lane College is looking for their first SIAC championship since 2019. It would be just their second in program history. Bernstein. The floater missed by Rowe. Rebound collected by Miles College and Wesley. Wesley.
Look at the double come to help.
Lee now trying to attack inside for Wesley. Lost the ball, but a foul first. This will be against the Dragons. And Serena Dixon not pleased with that call.
I like the play for Miles right here, but if I'm Wesley, get into the line of vision of Madison Lee. Maddie Lee drove in. She got your defender to come. If you don't get some separation, then your defender can defend too. If I'm Wesley, I'm popping out further to the free throw line so my teammate can see me and the defense has a longer recovery distance.
So Nayla Wesley will head to the free throw line here to set up potentially a play. Tried to free herself up to get open. Instead, it's a walk called against Niles.
And Niles can't believe it, but there goes Pete Osmond saying, you did it, you traveled, you're happy. Now get back and play defense.
Oh, maybe Wesley was going to get a look there. She was open for a second. Instead,
yep, happy feet.
It's a travel.
And that's, you know, a couple players have gotten away with a couple of them in this game. I'm surprised more haven't been called.
Lane was hit on 3 of her last 4, gives it up to Brown, and Brown left a little short.
Brown upset because she didn't get the foul. There was contact there, but I mean, again, next play, both sides aren't getting the calls they exactly want.
Franklin's three drops in.
And this is what's impressive to me about Franklin. Yesterday, semi, she had a moment in the game where she went to the bench and hung her head. Today, in the first half, a moment where she hung her head, and in both times she came back and responded resiliently. I love the attitude of the freshman because as gritty as she is, she knows how to recover. Just takes the three, says, you gave me too much space. And even though I'm 5'5", that's enough for me to get that shot up and over, and right there, the momentum in their favor.
She has 5 points in this game. Inside to Evans, turnaround shot, trickled out, loose. Still with Lane. These second chance opportunities for Lane College, really troublesome here if you're a fan of the Lady Bears.
And they've done it to teams all season long. I mean, they are just a nuisance on the offensive boards.
Tipped away from Evans, stolen by Pleasant, and now a foul. This will go against Lane College with a push on Evans.
Sarai Evans tried to leave without the basketball as it was being passed to her. Resulted in a turnover. And that's when you want to let that play go, because then she committed a foul, an unnecessary foul, pushing over the offensive player.
Third quarter action as Franklin attacking the rim, got some contact. And this will send Franklin to the line.
And we talk about the adjustments out of halftime. You know, Franklin was one of them. We didn't say her name a lot in that second quarter, and I peeked over at the bench, and she was having a hard time. And it was after that knee bump, the defense doing things, not allowing her to get her usual scoring going. But that's the coach's job, to figure out a way to adjust, and they've done just that. They've got her back in this game.
She picked up 2 fouls in the first half. Able to knock down a couple of free throws there. And the lead now at 4. Evans, long jumper. High in the air for the rebound is Wesley. Down the floor, the layup is good by Maya Milner. And Milner doing a little flex after the whistle.
Again, if you're Evans, you got to know when to let that go, because now not only do they get the transition layup, but they get another opportunity, an extra shot, an extra point right there, an unnecessary foul. And Evans can't believe it, but yes, why are you in the vicinity if you're not trying to block that shot?
And now Milner at the line. That was really, there's no need to foul right there. But Milner got fouled. And now we'll get an opportunity to add to the lead. And does so.
I love the flex at the end, though. It complements the leg tattoo.
7-point game. 9 straight here for Miles College, as Washam, dribbling towards the elbow, got bumped. And that'll be against Milner. Milner heads out, Lee back in.
And Pete Osmond is telling his player right now, you got to move your feet if you're going to be able to stick with faster players out there on the wing. You got to go at an angle. You can't go to the side. You got to cut them off at an angle. Otherwise, you're going to get him with the body.
Washam gets a screen. Under 10 to shoot. Piggy pivoting. No good on the shot attempt. Collected inside, and let's see what the call is here. Miles College wants a shot clock violation, and that will be the official call.
And I'll credit the defense from Wesley. You've got Piggy on the inside who had nowhere to go. And again, I mention it again, she's been working on not getting those offensive fouls, so she's not trying to dip the shoulder, but credit the defense of Wesley, who's been forcing her to go straight up. Nowhere to go.
Pleasant wanted to create something there, and instead it leads to a held ball. And the possession arrow works in favor of the Dragons. So a tough break there for Pleasant, who was trying to get some offense going there along the baseline, but instead ran into trouble.
And Pete Osmond smells blood in the water, so he goes to his press.
The entry pass towards Piggy deflected, but a whistle and a hold that will be called against Wesley. So Wesley back to the bench. Tawana Nevels back into the game as it the shuffling continues.
Can you keep up?
Up top to Thomas, nearly stolen. Thomas tried a Euro and falls hard to the floor.
Thomas fell down on that one. I felt she was a little bit out of control, trying to make something happen offensively. And this is when Serena Dixon has to calm her team down and say, motion offense, let's get some things going. You don't have to do everything yourself. And she told me yesterday she has to constantly remind them that, hey, we're here, don't panic. I like the idea of going in for contact. When you go in like that, I want to see you finish off 2 feet in the paint.
Thomas good on the first. That foul picked up by Shannon Niles. It's her first. As the seesaw battle continues here in the SIAC championship game. 5-point edge for the Lady Bears.
And we expected a seesaw. The last time these two teams met up just 2 months ago, there were 8 ties, 9 lead changes. We expected this.
Niles, step back, a long one. Grazing the rim. The putback attempt no good. Inside, Reeves battling for the loose change. And it leads to a foul against the Dragons. And that will take us to a stop on the floor. The midway point of quarter 3.
Offensive rebounding has been a theme in this game. We'll have free throws when we get back. Stay right there.
They would be the first team to win 3 championships in a row in the SIAC since Fort Valley State did it. Dating back to the early 2000s, Fort Valley State actually won 4 in a row, 2000, 2001, 02, and 03. So history awaits potentially this Miles College team.
It sounds like they got some catching up to do if they want to catch
Yes.
Fort Valley. But just talking to Pete Osmond yesterday, he used the word dynasty. And he said this one will mean the most, not that the others didn't mean anything as the ball goes out of bounds, but for his freshmen, because he has 7 freshmen on this team. He talked about how you've got Lee, who was on the last team. You got a couple players in Reeves who were on the last championship team, but these freshmen, he wants that standard of excellence for them so they can start it in their tenure.
And they're trying to do so and continue that legacy here. They lead by 6. Good defense inside as Nevels able to create the tie-up. And the Lady Bears will get the ball back.
Serena Dixon trying to talk to the coach or the referee right now, saying, pleading the case for her big and Piggy to get that foul. We talked about the dip shoulder. She dipped it on that one, but it was kind of elusive where she got through the defense. I agree, there was a lot of contact on that one, and we're seeing her adjust in real time on the floor to how she does her offense.
Niles going inside with a pass. Franklin shows the ball, tries the long distance shot, missing. Tracked down by Lane College and Bernstein. Lane missing the jumper. Bernstein, the follow and one. Deani Bernstein with the acrobatic finish at the rim.
What struggle offense are we talking about in the first half? Bernstein finding a way to get herself going, skyrocketing in for the offensive rebound. And then with her back turned to the basket as she's falling, absorbing the contact, gets the layup to go. I don't know how, because I saw that over 4 jerseys in the paint.
Bernstein trying to make this a 5-point game if she can convert from the free throw line. Out of Richmond, California, drops in the free throw. The lead down to 3. Franklin. Nice crossover. The floater up and in. Franklin putting on a show along the baseline.
Look at the attitude as she takes an extra beat on the ground. Man, oh man, if I were tuned into this game right now, I would not say that this is a freshman. Reads the defense, realizes she's got the step, and then has no wherewithal to pull up with the one-leg jumper before the 2 defenders who are running at her can get there and close in.
Franklin's free throw is in. So the lead back out to 6. And yet again, the defense of Miles College coming up big. The offensive foul called against Lane.
And that pair right there had a couple of drawn charges in yesterday's game, and Wesley and Milner, the defensive intensity. And right there, they close in, and Wesley just takes the charge, realizing that she had Lane coming in, dipping the shoulder. Excellent read on the defense.
Lee picks up her dribble, drops off for Franklin. Franklin crossing over, launching, can't hit, loose, and now another tie-up. This will work in favor of the Dragons.
But look at who's on the floor, though. You got Madison Lee. I was going to call her Maddie, but Maddie Lee. She's been on the ground several times throughout this game. Remember the 2 players who I mentioned who were on this last championship team?
Yes.
She's one of them. So she knows how to win, and she understands the moment. She's also showing her freshmen how to win as well.
Veteran leadership paying dividends here for Miles College. Up by 6. Lane tries to cut into it, cannot. The follow attempt no good, and it'll go back over to Miles College. Janiah Brown could not clean things up down low. They will actually tack on a foul here. It'll be charged to Kamiria Piggy. That will send Milner to the free throw line. So Lane College struggling in some situations to out-hustle. Kind of goes back to what you were just talking about, those extra effort plays that it seems like Miles has been able to insert more and more here in this quarter. It's created some free throw opportunities. That one unsuccessful, though, by Milner.
And yesterday, that's what I saw as well. I saw them wear the other team down. I saw them wear Clark Atlanta down, where they just could not come back in the game late. Or when they did, it was just too late. The gap was too big because of what Miles had done previously in the first 3 quarters. So this is a team that knows how to wear you down, and they last to the very end as well.
1 out of 2 for Milner. Miles College up 7. Washam, floater no good, but the putback is good from Bell.
It's the second line of defense for Miles that's not stopping the scoring in the paint. The first line did a nice job of forcing her. They went under the screens to force her to shoot a three.
Pleasant misses the three, and the defensive rebound collected by the Dragons. Washam lost the ball, but had some help.
And you see Bernstein telling her teammate, pass and look ahead. They pass it to the wing when there was somebody in the paint for an easy two. You got to keep your head up and look up the floor.
After picking up the foul, Jalen Pleasant will head to the bench. Washam at the line. Able to knock through the first. This was a tie game at 24 at halftime. After a big push made by Lane College in the second quarter.
And they're not going away. They've been swapping quarters. It's like one team will have a run, one quarter. We've had 2 single-digit quarters, and each team has had one in this game so far.
It's really been kind of one of those punch-counter-punch kind of games. Niles in deep trouble near the mid-court line, able to get it to Franklin, but a travel called. And Franklin turning it over for Miles College.
I love how Pete Osmond coaches, because you can tell he's one of those coaches that will almost run on the court to try to get the play, but Lane sensing blood in the water, and that's what you don't do. You don't pass the ball inside of the corner on a trap. You got to pass it out of the trap. The sideline is the worst place to get trapped in a press.
Lane thought about shooting for a moment, gave up the rock. Bernstein with 7. Bernstein trying to cross up the defender. Wild shot missing, and
they not letting go.
Players competing for the ball, including Wesley. Tied up with Bell, and the held ball works in favor of Miles College.
That's how you know it's championship game. Nobody's letting the ball go. You know it's a championship when bodies get taken to the floor with the ball. And that's what I like to see. Let the bodies hit the floor, Derek. My coach would be so proud of these players out here.
Both players know what this game means. Inside, Franklin driving, and Franklin will go to the free throw line.
She knows exactly who she is, and nobody, I need her confidence, coach, whoever that is, because this player don't play like a freshman, and she is small, but she is mighty. She knows how to maneuver her body through defenses, and she reads them as they're coming to her, which is a very important part. We talk about dribbling, keeping your head up, these younger players, but you don't realize the importance until you get to a level like this where everybody's good, and you can't just rely on talent. You got to go to the next level.
The SIAC Freshman of the Year hits the first free throw. And you don't look at a lot of college basketball teams that are playing for championships over the next couple of weeks and see them led by a freshman, but that's the case here with Miles College.
And successfully, too.
Franklin gets 2 and will head to the bench.
And Pete Osmond said that's an area that he challenged her in, the youth on this team, and especially her as a floor general, and she's gotten better. She responded to him, which is why she is now the Freshman of the Year in the conference.
Miles College up 5. Make it 3 after the bucket by Lauren Lane.
What was the difference there? What did we see? We saw ball reversal. We didn't see ISO basketball trying to go one-on-one. It was team offense.
1 minute to go in quarter number 3. Niles. And a foul on the way. That'll be against Janiyah Brown. So Brown's foul will send Niles to the free throw line. Niles with 6 points, looking to add to the total.
Janiyah Brown getting some coaching. Coach Dixon on the sideline. She knows she needs her in there to finish this game.
One more from Niles. Connects on both. The lead at 5. Bernstein tried to attack, but fumbled the ball out of bounds.
And this is where Bernstein has to go to the next level of growth. Again, too much ISO basketball. You don't have to do this by yourself. You got teammates. And that's what our coach is telling her right now. The play before worked because there was a pass, there was a screen to another player in an open shot. There was nothing there. It was forced.
Good feed inside from Franklin to Shelby.
So not only is she scoring, she's facilitating the rock. Adjusting in real time.
Eight seconds left. Lane's floater trickles in.
I like it.
And that closes out the third quarter with Miles College leading by 5. But Samarian Franklin turning it on here in the third quarter.
Coinciding with the run that Miles has had. She had 10 points in the first half. This third quarter, Derek, 10 points alone. She's got the Lady Bears on a run. She's got to close it out in the fourth. Stay right there.
As Lane needs to find a counter here. This Miles College team looking to three-peat in the SIAC. The two-time defending champions lead it here in the fourth. Lane from the foul line missed the shot, but was fouled first.
And the reason why they got that foul is because they came back in the fourth and ran a motion offense. I saw the ball passing. It didn't hit the floor, and that got the defense scrambling, and they were late and drew the foul.
Lane comes up empty on the first free throw attempt.
And those free throws are going to haunt whoever does not win this game, which usually is the case for most teams. If it's a 1 or 2 point game and you miss a few free throws, you got to wonder.
Lane misses both. A 55% shooter on the year comes up empty. And for a team that shoots 59% from the line, that is something to keep an eye on. The follow is in from Reeves. Michaela Reeves doing some good work in the paint.
Ball reversal. Screening action.
Bernstein, floater banks in.
And even though that seemed a little forced, that is her offense, but the defense was able to break down because they moved it around the horn, helping your best offensive player out and making it easier.
The Franklin floater on the other end missing the spot, but a reset. Niles over Washam, missing. Lane had it for a moment. Niles puts it up and in.
Excellent hustle from Niles. Lane had every bit of that rebound, but she didn't give up on the play.
And it walked. Washam traveling.
We talk about ball reversal and how that breaks down the defense, and that's what's keeping either team in this game. You got right here, the ball had moved around the horn a couple times, and Bernstein realizing that she had an open lane and knocked that one in. Then on the other end of that, the offensive rebound, just sticking with it and putting it back up.
And a steal. 2-on-2 basketball. Quick hands, though, by Niles to deflect it. And we talked to Coach Asman about what concerns him about Lane College. He said, I don't want transition points for this Lane College team. Almost some there.
I mean, that's how they like to play. They want to get up and down. They want to speed you up and turn you over. They've got 10 steals in this game so far. And right there, the freshman Franklin telling her team, settle in and settle down.
Milner back in. Wesley will sit. Evans puts it on the floor.
Good defense.
The long miss off the jumper. And now the Lady Bears control. Under 8 minutes left to go. Franklin with room. Good look inside. And the finish is in from Michaela Reeves.
I am excited to see Franklin. And the next, by her senior season, she's going to be a big problem in the SIAC.
Another tie-up. Evans gets tied up by Reeves, and the hell ball works for Miles College.
This player has gotten better throughout the season, does not ISO as much. She knows when to call her own number and also knows when to give it up. Just a nice pass, draws the defense in till the very last second. Whoop, drops it off to Reeves and awards her with the easy two.
The momentum building here for Miles College. There's now pressure in the backcourt. Niles sets it up for Franklin. Approaching 7 minutes left to go in the SIAC championship game. Franklin tried to jump her off of one leg and had it blocked.
I think he said she's tired of that.
Inside, losing the basketball on the way up was right.
Block on one end, another on the other. We've been seeing steals, deflections, blocks, bodies on the floor. If you didn't know, this is the SIAC championship game.
Franklin gets a screen, wants to create, and has that shot deflected out of bounds. Back over to Miles College. Shelby back in for the Lady Bears, as is Pleasant.
And Pete Osmond let her cook, too. He cleared out the whole left side and said, go to work. But the blocks from Lane, they tired of seeing that. Right there, Coach Dixon talking to her team about the defensive intensity and pressure that's needed to close out this game. They don't want to get this lead back up to double digits. And she's reminding them of who they are over there on that bench.
They have battled adversity throughout the season in games. As Shelby with a shot clock winding down and took a little bit too much time there to release it as a shot clock violation.
You know, I thought it was interesting talking to Coach Dixon yesterday. She said that when Bernstein, who has the ball in her hands right here, when she went down yesterday with an ankle injury and she was down for a few minutes, she went over to her and said, get up. Don't let them see you sweat. And I can only imagine that's what she's saying to her team over there. Get it together, don't panic, and get back in this game. They won yesterday's game on a buzzer beater.
6 minutes plus. It's a long time from the finish line of this game. Miles pushed yesterday into overtime before coming away with a win against Clark Atlanta. And right away off the inbound play, Brown gets fouled, and Brown will now go to the free throw line here.
And that's the best way to get back in a game that's starting to come down to crunch time. Yes, 6 minutes is a lot of time for this 9-point lead, but the best way to cut into a lead is with the clock stopped.
First one is no good from Brown. And again, you mentioned the free throw shooting. This is an issue for this team. Brown gets 1 out of 2. 7 of 13 from the free throw line before that last attempt. It's now an 8-point game. Franklin had a little bit too much juice on that pass. She's an excellent quarterback in flag football, but had too much hot sauce on that toss.
I think she was expecting a teammate to be there. Now I'll give her the same thing that I gave the air ball on the other end, depth perception. Because when you are shooting or passing and those dark bleachers are behind you, it can affect your vision sometimes. So I'll give her that.
Right, with the kick out. Outside three up. That grazes the rim from Thomas. And let's see, a foul on the way. This will be against Miles College. It'll be picked up by Madison Lee.
And she can't believe the call because everybody went up for the rebound. Bernstein gets it, and right there, Madison Lee didn't mean to, but as she's falling out of bounds, so is Bernstein. You got that left arm that just extended right in front of the ref.
Bernstein at the line, able to get the first. Bernstein pulling up closer to her season average in scoring this season. Came in averaging just over 12.5 points per game. Gets a couple there. Into double figures here today.
Lane trying to turn this Miles team over, picking up in their full court press.
Wright picking up Franklin.
She open.
Franklin penetrates inside the layup, hits off the rim, no good. Bernstein barreling inside of the lane, losing the ball was Brown.
Reeves is a defensive specialist, rebounding.
Niles trying to push, but the pressure on, and now able to get it into the front court and break through the trap of Lane College.
Osmond's got his best, brightest players out there. He told me yesterday in crunch time he knows that he can't sub as much. He's done that mistake a few times and led to turnovers.
Scoop layup by Franklin, missing. Lee had it for a moment and then had the ball ripped away from her by Janiyah Brown, but they called a held ball first.
It's chippy. It's chippy out here. Both teams want it, and it's coming down to crunch time.
It's a 6-point game in the SIAC championship contest. You're watching Champ Week presented by Principal. And there is the prize. The SIAC Women's Basketball Championship Trophy that will go to the winner.
I love how they put it on the court during the timeouts so all the players on the bench can see it. As we're in the last 4:27, some extra motivation.
Both teams returning to the floor here with 4:27 left to go in the fourth quarter. Niles open for three, no good. Out of bounds and back over to Lane College. Of course, Serena Dixon has done an excellent job with this program, trying to get them to battle back. Throughout the course of games, it's in her nature as a head coach to try to preach this team to handle adversity, and they're faced with it right now. Off the miss. And now collected by Franklin.
Just forced offense on that end. It's easy for us to see, but when you're on the court out there in real time, it can be hard to remember to move that ball and whip it around the horn. Ball watching is a real thing.
Shot attempt missed by Reeves, but the putback is there.
Just so much hustle, so much tenacity. We've seen her get rebound after rebound in this game. That was crucial.
The lead at 8. Wash him.
Pull up.
Got
him. Now that's what I want to see Washington do. The last couple times she's forced it, has gotten kind of tripped up running into the defense. That time they had her come off the screen, one dribble pull up. She read the defense perfect.
Franklin bringing it past the midcourt line. Ten to shoot. Down to 3 to shoot. Franklin lets it go, misses the shot. Reeves right there. The putback is good.
Hustle is going to win this championship. Whoever has the most of it. And right now it's Miles College behind Reeves, number 21.
The lead at 8 for Miles College.
And Reeves has gotten the last 2 offensive rebounds and has extended this lead for Miles. Just look at her skyrocket and go back up. They've got a big one right here.
It's a big adventure for a small price.
Brace your basket comes with cool DQ soft serve as a dip for just $6.99.
Retirement plan that works for your team. (54-46) ball game. Lane College has won 9 games in a row under the leadership of Serena Dixon. 22 wins this season, a school record. She had talked about this program making history and something that they've continued to do throughout the course of this season. They'll need a pretty strong 2 minutes and change here to either win this game or at minimum force it to overtime. Lane missed the jumper. The follow no good. Bernstein right there near the baseline. And Lane College will maintain possession.
If Lane can finish strong in the paint, this would be a completely different ball game. They've had so many opportunities right at the rim.
Washam. She gets fouled and she'll go to the line.
And I like that. I cut you off, but I like the percentage of that shot because she was more square to the basket, but she was also going into contact versus coming away, forcing the referees to have to make a call.
You talked about the opportunities they've had trying to finish at the rim. The rebounding is even nearly. It's 42-41 in favor of Lane College. They have 25 offensive rebounds in this game.
Crazy. I have never seen a team have more offensive than defensive rebounds. In my 9 years of calling college basketball, never happened until now.
Washam able to get another free throw there. 54-48. Dangerous pass to Niles. Niles in trouble. Ball deflected and stolen. Washam with the feed.
Mismatch.
Lane able to get it to go.
Defense to offense. This is a scrappy team.
Down the floor for Wesley. Wesley dealing with Lane. Wesley inside with a right hand
that's how you counter that kind of defense. You come down and you show exactly why you've got the lead in this game. I love what Miles has been doing. They've kept some distance because that was an 8-point lead that got cut down to 4. And you can see right here how Lane got back into this game, but Miles doing an excellent job at the other end of drawing contact. Wesley, the freshman, realizing she's one-on-one and calling her own number for the and one.
Wesley puts in the free throw. 7-point lead. Under 90 seconds left to go in the SIAC championship game. Washam inside, stuffed. And they'll call a held ball. Lane College will maintain possession.
How many times have we said Reeves' name in the closing half, this last quarter, this last half? We've said her name a lot, either rebounding, shot blocking, and right there, she becomes a brick wall and blocks that shot.
Off the miss, Lane able to get it back. Tries it again, misses it. Another offensive rebound. That one misses. And finally, order is restored by Lee.
Square up to the basket. Those are different. Those will go down if they get off 2 feet.
Under a minute left to go. Franklin. Just looking up at the clock. 10 to shoot. Wesley to the rim.
Yep.
Offensive foul.
Excellent read. Excellent defensive read by Bernstein. We talked about her offense struggling in this game. She's at her average, but her offense has been struggling. So what does she do? Gets it on defense, does an excellent job of getting to the spot, squaring up, and taking the contact in her chest.
It's a 7-point lead as Wesley heads out of the game. And they have some fouls to use here, but they haven't used them. Speaking of Lane College, that's one of the dynamics here in this fourth quarter. You know, you're trying to preserve time. One of the things, besides the fouls, when you miss that number of shots, that's taking time off the clock for the second chance opportunity. So it's hurting Lane College in 2 ways.
It's hurting them. The offensive rebounds, though, if you get 1 or 2 and you get the possession back and make the third, then fine, no problem, right? Because the other team's not scoring. It's not a live ball turnover. You have another opportunity. You get to pad your stats. However, when they're missing those easy bunnies on the inside where they just need to square up and take an extra beat, that results in 2 at the other end for Miles College. So again, they cut this lead down to 4, but Miles has bounced it back out to 7 because of the missed opportunities at the rim for Lane.
Two timeouts left for Lane College. 3 remaining. Oh, that ball deflected. A huge break for Lane College. It wasn't a turnover. All the way inside, it's Alexis Rowe and 1. The ball originally hit off of Rowe, and they're able to turn something into a positive out of that sequence.
Well, Rowe is the player who I'm referring to when I say finish in the paint, and right here she does just that. She has gotten offensive rebound after offensive rebound, and all it took was her teammate passing the ball at her head to put some sense in her to knock that down. So a good job. She completes the play in the paint.
No good on the free throw. And a timeout is called by Lee on behalf of Miles College. And so now the Lady Bears will have 2 timeouts left with 35.8 seconds left to go.
I believe I see 5 missed free throws for Lane, and that is the difference in the score.
By the way, Wesley out of the game due to 5 fouls for Miles College. Only one other player in foul trouble. That's Milner, who has 4. As Franklin spins off and is fouled with 30.5 left to go. And so they'll use a foul there.
And I said pressing, I meant man-to-man defense. I had one thing in my head and thinking of saying another, but you knew what I meant.
Yes, yes. Point still taken.
Now is when you need to know who the poor free throw shooters are as well. I'm pretty sure that was discussed in the huddle.
And Franklin gets fouled. So they still have another foul to give here. Inside, and now Milner is fouled. And we'll do it all over again. Another inbound opportunity with 28.7 left to go.
I didn't realize they had this many to give.
Yes.
Should have been hacking a long time ago.
Franklin tried to squeeze that pass near the corner. Franklin will try to put it back into play again. Milner dribbles all the way back outside. Could have actually gone for a layup. She was right there at the rim and then dribbled outside to take some time away. And now she'll go to the free throw line after that 5th foul that finally puts Miles College in a bonus situation.
Just so unselfish. I mean, I don't know if that's the right call to try to run some clock, especially with a fast-paced team that likes to play in transition because you give them too much time.
Milner's first is good, 70% free throw shooter on the year. Milner gets both.
And now you got the defensive specialist, the rebounder, Reeves, checking back in the game with her defense trying to close it out.
Lane College uses a timeout. They have 1 timeout now remaining with 24.3 seconds left to go. Down by 7, and now you're in a situation where you need points, you need turnovers as well to try to get this 7-point deficit down quickly.
And this Lane team has 7 juniors, so they are seasoned, not exactly seniors. A lot of them are going to have a chance to come back next season, no matter the outcome of this game. But I'm looking at Garrett Brown. I'm looking at Bernstein. I'm looking at those 2 players to get some offense going quick, and then your post to rebound and finish strong inside of the paint if they do get those offensive rebounds.
Washam chucks up a 3, missed it. Another rebound grab by Reeves. And it is a held ball that will give the basketball over to Miles College. And now the Lady Bears will use one of their remaining timeouts to talk things over here with 18.3 seconds left to go.
I just don't think that was a necessary shot. I think you needed a quick shot, not a quick deep 2 or 3. You know, 1 extra dribble, maybe draw the defense in, get it off to one of your posts inside, or a higher percentage jumper. But a running 3 was not needed right there. You had more time.
And that's the thing, you're forcing yourself into really tough shots.
And now you don't have defense. So now that press that I was talking about, now I'm really talking about that. They can't do that because now they're coming off a miss. Timeout, reset.
Franklin with the basketball with 13 seconds left. Now down to 10 seconds. And it looks like this will be over. The Lady Bears are golden yet again. Miles College makes it a 3-peat. The Lady Bears win the SIAC championship for the 3rd straight season. They pick up the victory and the title in a 59-52 victory over Lane College.
It was definitely a deserved win for Miles. They knew how to win. They know how to win. They set the standard. And their seniors in Madison Lee and Reeves came up big today in showing these freshmen how to win, the way to win. And now they can secure and use the word dynasty for this Miles program.
Being able to win with different players year after year after year is really impressive. And again, you know, you look at this team, they replaced 10 players from last year's team, and they bring in a freshman class, of course, led by Samarian Franklin. And that group has led this team to another SIAC championship.
And credit the scouting, the recruiting of these coaches to fit these players in their program.
An incredible performance by Miles College. Yet again, our final score is 59-52. Miles wins the SIAC Women's Basketball Championship. Join us on the ESPN after the postgame celebration and the SIAC Championship Trophy celebration. For Tabitha Turner and our entire crew, I'm Derek Jones. All games airing on the ESPN networks and streaming live are archived on the ESPN app.
With cool DQ soft serve as a dip for just $6.99.